Hey there, we're getting ready to start round two. I did learn some things about Gene the Automa that I went to Board Game Geek because I was really bothered by this space and does she draw a card or doesn't she? And the answer is she does draw a card, so we're going to do that. But the other part of the answer is she ignores this. So she does not get this 3 points like we would. So I'm going to take that 3 points away from her. But she does get to draw the card. So she obviously doesn't move. She doesn't do this. She can't do that. But she will take the third card. And then she moves 2. And that's just because that's what the card tells her to do. So because she's taking another card, she's going to get one of those points back. Because remember, she scored the 2 points here. And then a point for every card in her hand. Now the bigger dilemma is I don't know which card... This is what the discard pile looks like. So I'm going to say that she built the ship. She's going to take the ship builder. And so that's the card she's going to take. Because that's the third of the 4 cards that are in the discard pile. And then she moves 2. Which means that she's going to go 1. This doesn't count. And then 2. And she doesn't actually do anything. She just moves. She doesn't get... there's no reward for the barriers or the target field or anything like that. Okay, so now we're caught up, and it is, since she was the player that moved here, it's my turn. All right, so a lot of my guys need these, and it's really hard to get more men added to your crew. So I need to go get crew pretty much all the time. So I'm gonna just move 1 space. I know it sort of stinks, but I have to do it. And I'm gonna get rid of this really expensive fort, but it does have a tobacco. So I'm gonna do that, and then let's figure out which one of these do I want to unlock next. I like the idea of the village actions. I also, to be quite honest, I really like this one too. This one is actually really good, but it's better when you have multiple, like a 4-player game, and then somebody's really going after assistance. There's so many good ones, but I'm going to do this one. And so we're going to put it on the wheat there, or the tobacco. Sorry, I keep getting it wrong. And we do get a guy, so now I'm up to 2. And we can build something. So let me count. I have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have $18. That's a really good number. And what I'm going to build is I'm going to build the master builder so everything's 1 cheaper. It's always best to get him out as quick as you can. So that cost me $6. So that's done. And that was my village action, by the way, was to buy that card. And I'm going to take this major harbor and reserve that. So now I have 2 quest hunters and my major harbor there. And we're going to draw, we're going to draw a card. And I got another quest hunter. So getting a lot of those right now. Makes it look like I didn't shuffle. All right, so we're going to draw for Jean. She's going to move 2 spaces. So 1 and then 2. She's doing the same thing as before. She's going to put out a disc. So we're going to do that for her. And then she's going to gain 1 influence with England. So she goes up 1 on the England track. And that's it for her. All right, so it's back to us. I sort of like that because, you know, I need to move through the jungle, but she's definitely creating issues for me here. If I go to the other one, I get $2 and a village action, which isn't super exciting. But I do unlock my village bonus. I'm having a hard time here. Now, what if I wanted to go do this quest? I need to have 2 tobacco, or 2 herbs, and I just discarded an herb, which I wasn't paying attention to at all. 3, Oh, I'm only at 5 cards. I need one more. And that's where I could actually buy, oh, there is a card that has an herb I could buy. That would cost me a coin, but I can guarantee that I'd finish this quest. Give me a second. Need to look something up in the rules real quick. There's just a symbol on this story card. I don't know exactly what it means. Oh, and they're not showing it. Okay, so what I'm looking at is this here. So I think it just means you get an influence and 2 coins. I don't think those two are connected to each other. Let's look at the board. If I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I can get here and do this quest. So I'm going to do that, and so I'm going to pay 1 coin. And I only had 5 cards. I needed 6 from the end of the last round. And that 1 coin is going to be used to buy this quest hunter. And he's actually a really good one for me, but I'm buying him because he has the herb there. See that little green herb? I need the herb. So I'm going to go all the way to here. And I'm going to do the story instead of the village actions. So the story needs me to hand in 2 herbs. So that quest hunter I just bought is one of them. And the other one is the fortress that I had discarded before. I had 2 copies of it. So there you go, 1, 2. And so I'm going to do that and complete this. So obviously I get to keep this, so I now have a second quest complete. And just to let you know, I could, if I wanted to, collect 2 coins and unlock this guy, which actually would go into my possession, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take an influence with England, because I think we're going to choose England to be our friend, since she likes France so much. And I'm going to take the 2 coins. So I got that coin back that I spent. And then I get 2 coins for every compass. And I have a compass on my player board plus 1 more. So I get 4 coins for that. So I'm going to grab a 5 and give 1 back and change. And that's not a bad deal. So this is a completed story. And I'm going to go ahead and just turn it over. And we'll read that at the end when we finish the round. So I'm at 4 cards. I need to draw 2. One of them is going to go here. And I'm going to draw 2 more. So I got Mary Read. Now what this means is there needs to be 3 English cubes on the board. England only has 2, so I can't even build her even if I have the money. And then an explorer. These are always really nice, and we can actually get the tools from that guy. So that's not a bad deal. We actually have 2 of those explorers. So interesting, they both do the exact same thing. So, and these are assistants. But anyways, let's go ahead and do her turn. She's gonna get a 2. So remember, she's gonna go 1. So she skips that whole right side. It's brutal. And then she's going to do the longer route. So that means she's going here for 2. That's not good for us. And so she is going to put out a disc. And then she's going to move up 1 on the Spain track. Done. All right, she's at the end of her deck, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. And now we have to decide what we're going to do. So the war mongering is nice because that lets us move up on the influence track. I do need to move up on the influence track to get, unlock some of my goals. But what I'm concerned about is she took this longer path. And, oh, I apologize. Nope, she doesn't go here. She doesn't do that, folks. She stops here. She will stop at a village if it had a quest. And it did. So she would have done that. So she would not have, here, let me show you the card. She would have done the quest, or she would have done this. So she's going to do the quest, so she takes the Spain influence back as well. So that's coming back, and yeah, the brown disc went on. So she gets this, and this is going to go into her collection of quests, which is going to give her a big bonus if she ever has more than me. So anyways, I'm going to finish shuffling her deck, and there we go. So now it's our turn. So we actually got a little bit of breathing room. What I'm concerned about is I don't want her to get this quest, because that's good for us. But I would love to do this, but then if I do, it's going to depend on whether she's going to move 1 spaces or 2. And if she moves 2 spaces, she's going to take this quest from me. If she moves 1 space, she's only going to go here, which I'm not as concerned about. But I really need to keep the battles up, because that's how you get a lot of points in this game. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go here. I have that card that says when I do battle, I automatically gain 1 combat strength, which is good. We got to use the cards that we've been building, folks. That's very important. And so then let's just grab a combat tile. So we grab this one. There's no overarching rule. If I want to be Spain, I have to spend 2 coins to get 6. But I'm going to do England. England's 4. And then, because I want to keep the England thing going, but what are we going to do with 4? So it's probably easier to look at this chart than the player board. So with 4, I can just place a cube and get the flag bonus, or I can get, no matter what, I get an influence. But let's say I had 6. I could do the top one and get 1 influence. I could do the bottom one and get all this. With the 5, that lets me get 2 influence instead of 1. You see how that works? So if you actually had 11, you could do both of the right sides of these. It'd be really nice if I could remove a cube, and that means being England would rock. Let me look at this real quick. I have 17 bucks. I don't want to... Yeah, I'm going to just do England, and we're going to do the 4. So I'm going to move up 1 on the England track. I'm going to place an English cube, and then I get the bonus. That's what I get to do, okay? So we're going to grab an English cube. It's going to go on the board, and I'm going to put it on the board here and take... Oh no, I'm going to do this one because she'll take the next one. That's $2. Okay, so I get $2 for that. And I move up 1 on the England track. Did I already do that? I don't think I did. No. So I move up 1 on the England track. And I get to put this in my tableau. So I now have a influence of 2 in 1 nation. I need to have an influence of 2 in 2 nations in order to unlock my quest, or my little career thing, or I need to have influence of 4 in 2 different nations. It's going to be hard. Oh, and one other thing. I could do the sugar here. So let me see if there's a sugar I can part with, and there is. I'm going to part with this explorer here who has a sugar, and then that lets me unlock that extra village action like so. So I'm going to do that, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Let's draw up to 6, and I got a governor. So those tokens, by the way, are called synergy tokens. So like if I wanted a harbor token, I can build this guy, and I get to pick any token I want that I don't already have. So, and then I go up 4 on the end. He's actually pretty good. He's expensive, but he's pretty good. All right, so now it's her turn, and let's hope she doesn't move 2 spaces. I was sort of trying to keep track because there's only 6, 7 cards. There was a few of them she has that moves 2, but most of them only moved 1, so I'm taking a chance. And we got lucky. All right, and then she's doing the shortcut. So she's not even going this way. She's actually going the other way, which is even better. And she does get to put out her disc. And so she did this. She's going to do a combat, and yeah, we got to do all this nonsense. So let's see what she did. All right, so the 3rd place player gets a +3 to their combat. That is Spain now, because both France and England are tied at 3 cubes on the board. Yes. And so we got to do this first. So France is 3, but her influence is 3, and my influence is 0. So France has 6 strength for her. Okay. Next is Spain. She has no influence at all, but Spain gets this +3, so Spain is at 6. That's a tie, and in a tie she would choose France. And then England is at a 4, and then she has a 1, which makes it a 5, but I have a 2, which makes it a 3. So France wins for her. So she's going to put France on a city first, a village second, and then she's going to move up 2 on the France track. So she's just going bonkers with France, which we understand. So another French cube comes out. It's going to go on this city right here. And she doesn't get the bonuses, remember? And she moves up 2 on the French track. So she's almost all the way to the top. Yay. Okay. So now it's our turn. We get to move 1 to 7. I don't know if I'll ever get to see this, but I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. I do want to get this before she ever takes this from me. So I'm going to pay one of my 2 guys I have, and then I get 2 coins for every compass. Remember, I have 2 compasses, so I get 4 coins for this, which is very good. And then I get to move 3 on the jungle track, which is also good, and it counts as a quest for me. So I'm up to 3 quests. So a couple of things are going to happen. Let's move the 3 on the jungle track first. So this is 1. I get to skip this for 2. So I can go here for 2, and I can go all the way there for 3. Or I can do this. And I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to do yet another quest. Okay? So many things are triggering right now. So before I do this happens first. I get to move up 3 on an influence track. So I could choose England and move up 3 on that. Or I could choose France, because I know that she's actually going to score high with France. So why don't I also score high with France, right? So I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 so I can offset her points. So I'm moving up 3 on France. Okay, next. And that, by the way, is for crossing this line. Okay, next. I'm going to pay a combat point. Remember, I got one for doing that combat that I told you I really wanted to do. So I'm going to spend that, go back to 0. I get 2 coins for every compass. See how awesome those compasses are? I'm getting 4 coins now because I have 2 of them. And if I would have been really focused and had like 3 or 4 compasses by now, you can see I could be really raking in the money. And then here's what's even more awesome. I get to basically do a ship upgrade. So I'm going to take 2. So second thing second, I now have 4 of these. This is endgame scoring, that 3 points. Or is it? No, that's not endgame scoring. Let's do it right now. 1, 2, 3. And then I get to take 2 off. Now I have 4 removed, so I can actually take these 2 and unlock this new combat action, which is actually a village action. I can do combat at a village. Do I really want to do that right now? You know what I'm going to do? Oh, this means I have 4 of these cleared. I don't have 4. I just took 4 of these brown tubes off. I only have 2 of these clear. I can't do these yet. I'm smoking pot. Bear with me here. I think this might be a nice one, but you know what? I like getting the raw points. And then also, because we're always short on money, I'm going to take the money. So I'm going to unlock these 2. And so these just go out of the game. And I get another $5. I am for sure going to be able to build some, or buy some cards. But for now, am I done? I think I am. Oh, no, I'm not. One more thing. So if we come up to here, I now have 3 quests. In fact, I have 4 quests. So I'm going to complete this, and I get to unlock this guy, so he's now in my pool. And I get 2 victory points and 2 more coins. So I'm going to take 2 more coins and take 2 victory points, which puts me up to 7. Okay, yes, that was a whole lot of stuff, folks. And so that's sort of why I like this game. There's a lot of nice little engines you get to build with this. Okay, so now it's her turn, and without even looking, we already know she's going to trigger the end of the round. But let's see what she does. So yeah, she's moving 2 spaces. That's not a big deal because she's going all the way to here and stopping. So she has to take the 4th card. So she's taking this martyr, and that's going into her pile, which will give her more points. And then, what else? She's doing a combat, so she does all this stuff again. This is that card, that seaside. Okay, so let's look at this again. Whoever's in first place loses 2. France is in first place because she put the French cube out. So 2 here, right? 2 combat strength. Her influence is 3, but my influence is now 2. See that? So I actually reduced her strength. So 2 plus 3 is 5, minus this 2 up at the top is 3, minus my 2, because I canceled some of hers. France only has 1 strength for her. Spain has 5, and England I have more influence than her, and it's not going to be as good. So she's actually putting out a Spanish cube. So we're going to do that for her. We're going to grab a Spanish cube, and that is going to go in the lowest numbered space, which is there. So all the major cities, by the way, are getting captured by somebody. So the easy 4-point thing is not going to be as easy. And then she's putting out another cube in a village, which is also going to be Spanish. That's interesting. And then the lowest village, of course, is Tortuga. And then she's going to get 3 influence with Spain and score 2 victory points. So she's going to go up 2 to here, and she moves up 3 with Spain. So just like that, she switched sides and like a good privateer. Okay, so we get some choices here. We can, as long as I move 2 spaces, because I unlocked this, okay, I can do 2 village actions, which would let me buy a card. Why do I want to buy cards? Well, I want to buy cards so I can unlock stuff because we're going to end the round and we're going to get income. So I have a big card that I can buy, but I can afford to buy 2 cards is what I'm trying to tell you. And since I can afford to buy 2 cards, I can really get my income up on a few things. Now, the other thing I can do is I can just go to the end with her and I can do a combat, which would give me some influence. Or I can move up 2 here, which would, get me 1 coin. But it would at least move me towards my goal of getting along the jungle. I think I'm going to buy some cards. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 spaces, and that unlocks 2 village actions. So can I buy 2 cards is the real question. So I want to buy this major harbor. That costs 20. But remember, I need to have enough money because I get to buy a card at the end of the round. So let's see. This is the 20 bucks right there for that card. So I need to be able to afford to buy 3 cards. So let me just look. Some of these are very expensive. But let's say I wanted to buy these 2 quest hunters. And that gives me 2 more compasses. Remember the compasses and how powerful they are? This one's not quite as good, but that's okay. Those are $7 each. But there's one issue. I have the master builder that I built. Everything costs one less. So I only need $19 for the major harbor. And I only need 6 and 6, which is $12. And look at this. I got 15. All right, so I'm gonna just make change for one of these. And there's 5, 6, and 6. Okay, so what does all this mean? Well, I'm going to do 2 village actions, and my 2 village actions is I'm going to build this major harbor and one of these quest hunters. So I'm going to spend one of my 2 guys for the quest hunter, and let me just discard all this money. And both of these are going to be built. So lots of stuff is going to happen now. So I got this little tableau thing, and what I do is the top of the card is not very important. So if you push them down, like for example, this guy can go like this. You can just put them right over top, because all you need to see is this bottom part. And then the major harbor is its own little animal, so I'm going to put that over here. Okay, so let's do the harbor first. No, let's do this guy first. So I get another compass, which is just great for later. This doesn't happen yet, but it will in a few seconds. I get 2. So I'm up to 14, okay? Now we do the major harbor. Major harbor gives me one of these. So I now have that for the rest of the game. And because I have that, what it's saying is I get 2, 4, 6 more income. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. And anytime I get more harbors, this token gives me that harbor bonus. And in the same vein, when I get the tools, I will get 4 points on the point income track. And then this is a prestige token. You only get prestige tokens for buying one of these big guys out here, which I don't have at the moment. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And by the way, when I buy this guy, or I will get the hammer. Actually, I set aside $6 for this quest hunter. That may not be the right move because I don't have that building. So if I put that back, because remember, he was in that little pool there, I could instead build, oh, sorry, I'm gonna lose my camera again. I could instead build this guy, and I would get a 2 income, oh no, I'm sorry. I would get this, which is gonna be a little bit more powerful. So I'm gonna set the $6 on him instead. And you'll see how that plays out in a second. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 6 in my hand. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put him in the reserve pile over there. And then I can put somebody else in there too. I was thinking of doing the governor, but man, oh man, that governor's $20. But I can get a synergy token with him. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll put the governor in. So this is the guy I'm going to build at the end of the round, and then I have 2 other guys reserved, and I only have 4 cards in my hand, so I'm going to go over here and grab 2 more. Like this Legionnaire is really nice. That's a one-time bonus of 5, but I would get, a harbor bonus, right? These are the kind of things you want to look for. He is $12, so he's pretty spendy. So I'm going to let him go. I'm going to just take 2 cards from here, and that puts us, we got another nice master builder, and we got an innkeeper. So there is temptation to build this, but we're near the income phase, so we're going to do that instead. Okay, so now it's her turn. She's just going to go here. We draw her card, and you can see she's going to take card 3, which is this guy. And she's going to move 2 in the jungle. So 1, 2. She doesn't ever get the bonus. She just moves. And let me just check real quick. I'm assuming she always takes the shortest path with the jungle. Oh, if she could have gotten a quest tile, she would have taken it. She always chooses the shortest path otherwise. She never gains any reward. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so round's over. So let me straighten this out. And as always, we go to the first step, which is we can buy a card. So I'm going to spend that $6 that we'd already set aside. I'm going to build this Explorer, which spends my last guy. But this guy, instead of him going into the pool, he's going to go into space 9. There we go. Is that? All right, there we go. It was just really blurry. Okay, so this guy is an assistant. So he's going to go here on space 9 and stand there. So if I ever stop at that space, I get to do the assistant action if I want, which is 2 coins and 3 movement in the jungle. That's instead of doing the what's there. And the bigger thing is I get the tools. So I get another synergy token, which is this. And so now we got to do some more stuff, right? So I need to make room. So I have an assistant there. You know what? I'm going to just put him up above my cards. And the tools, I think, is only here. But that gives me an income of 4 on the point track. So I come over here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I'm finally up on the point track. Okay, so that was my purchase. And I can, of course, try to put something in there. And I'm going to draw a card. And which card? Yeah. So I got a carpenter here. He's very expensive, but there's some pretty good stuff there. And give me 1 second. Just wiping the camera. There we go. So it's not so blurry. Okay. So that was the buy the card step. And like I said, you never want to take the 2 points, because what I just did was way more glorious than that. Okay, so next we do the income part. So she gets income of points. She gets 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So she's going to get 8 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like so. Now we get 4 points. Because of that, let me show you. So we're going to get 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We ate up half of it. And then we're also going to get money of 20. So 20 money is nothing to sneeze at. So we got 20 bucks there. Now, we do want to consider, for 20 bucks, if we buy a prestige card, if you're the first player to buy a prestige card, you always get this bonus of 2 points. You do get the prestige token, which I have a harbor that gives me something for prestige tokens. So I'm actually going to start getting something for it. My issue is that the only prestige, this one's not bad because I've been going aggressive with those, or maybe the jungle one. That's my situation. But it costs 20 bucks, and in my case, 19. But anyways, now we clear these. And we flush this deck. This, by the way, you go through so many cards when you're playing with real players. These cards are... and if somebody else is doing harbor like I'm doing, they're going to be taking all your cards too. Now this one's a really nice one. We're seeing this for the first time. You get +1 movement anytime you do an explorer step. And see, look, it's got the harbor stuff going on. So this guy's a nice one. I do like that one. Okay, now we do the story. So you tell the doctor about the plague. He says, I must examine the corpses, but first we should really visit the loan shark and settle my debts. Choose as a group. We can visit the loan shark at step 3 or focus on fighting the plague, read 4. I don't have a problem with going to 3, so let's do that. And you visit the loan shark first. Edward says, if you want my help, you'll have to settle my debts. So story goes on space 8. So let's put the camera down. Story goes on space 8, which is this one, Martinique. Then it says a quest goes on 18, which is way over here. There's a quest there for 2 herbs. And if there's a 3 or 4 player game or a 4 player game, more quests come out, but there isn't. And then it does say read 05, so I think we'll have to do that. And then this quest, of course, is we spend $2, we hire a guy, which is actually really good for us. But we have to read 05, so let's figure out what 5 is. Many of the city's inhabitants want to flee to Puerto Cabezas and escape the plague. Bring them there. Place this card next to the new story card. Add tile L10 to the game. If you end your movement there, before your main action, move 1 upgrade from the ship to the tile. Once the tile is full, read the reverse of this card at the end of the round. Okay, so let's figure out what L10 is. L10 is one of these legacy tiles we were talking about. So we're unlocking our first one, which is really cool. Obviously I need to find L10. There's a lot of them. And of course L10's the last. Here we go, I finally found it. Okay, so L10 is this one. It's space 17. So on space 17, what you do is you put L10 like right over top like that. So it replaces space 17. And then basically you have to put 2 of these here. And once you do, then you've completed this part of the story. So we get to put 2 ship upgrades there. And you only get to do 1 at a time. If you end your movement there before your main action, move 1 to the tile. Once the tile is full, read the reverse side. So it's going to take 2 rounds because I don't think the AI is going to use that. So this part is pretty cool. I get that the story is not very engrossing, but I enjoy how the map is changing and things are, you know, happening. The choose your own adventure is also not bad. So anyways, enough of that. What's next? We go back to Havana, and now we're ready for round 3. So I'm going to go ahead and just end this video and try to do 1 video per round. It is really late at night. I'm probably not going to be able to finish this game, so I will have to continue tomorrow. But I hope you're enjoying this. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.